Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm back. It's Anwar of the world famous Anwar and Mawson, and I'm here today to review last night's Over the Limit 2012 pay-per-view. Now it started off with the pre-show. They like to do this pre-show where they give us a match for free. They stream it live on the internet and anyone in the world with internet access can watch it pretty much. And basically the purpose of it is to be like, listen, here's the show, look how good it is, you want to pay your money. It probably works with some people. Some people probably think, you know what, I'm going to pay my money because that was pretty decent and I want to see more of this. After Kane it's Kane versus Zack Ryder, and Kane beats Zack Ryder in the pre-show in a match that was okay. After that I turned the pre-show off. I thought, you know what, I'm not going to bother watching the rest of the pre-show, it's just going to be video packages and stuff and I'm not really that fussed about it in all honesty, so I just left it. Anyway, when I turn the fucking pay-per-view on, there's a battle royal halfway through. Now at this time, I get a tweet saying, oh, I hope Christian returns tonight. And then a few seconds later, I get another tweet. Then a few seconds later, it comes on, oh, Christian's in the battle royal. Then he tweets again, oh, for fuck's sake, Christian's coming in this battle royal. Then I was thinking, give it a bit of time. Now, I've been guilty of this myself on many occasions by dissing something that's happened on wrestling and it's turned out to be something pretty good. So I've tend to like hold my mouth until like stuff comes through. Now on this occasion, I think his Twitter name is Chris Palermo or something like that, Valpermo or something like that. Well, Chris, if that is your name, I apologise if I get it wrong. But you got it wrong big time here, because he was like, oh, this is shit, Christian was in the battle royal, and I was like, when Christian won it, I tweeted him and said, eat your words, and Christian did win the battle royal. It was pretty decent. I enjoyed the guys that were in it and the guys that were being featured. Like Tyson Kidd got a lot of time in this battle royal and got to show off his repertoire of moves and got in a few spots, which I enjoyed. And then JR tweeted at the time saying, oh, he reminds me of a young Dynamite Kid, and I thought to myself, why have I not made that comparison before? Why have I not thought of that? Tyson Kidd is pretty much a young Dynamite Kid, just not as revolutionary, because Dynamite Kid did it in a time when no one else was doing that kind of stuff. Right, next match, WWE Tag Team titles. Kofi and R-Truth defended the titles against Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler. Now I'm starting to get behind the Ziggler and Swagger tag team. I want to see these two get a tag team name and start wearing similar colours so they actually look like a team. Once you get that, they'll be an established team in my opinion. They can be used well. Now I know WWE don't like to use the tag team division as such, but one tag team every now and then they can put together and they can do stuff with them to feature them, to make them seem important, and then when they do split up, they're both bigger stars because they both come out of a fresh tag team, haven't they? But yeah, in this match, Kofi and R-Truth got the win. Again, it was an okay match. The thing is, we've seen these four guys go at it in the different variations so many times that it's just a bit like, oh, this again, nice one. Do you know what I mean? Next up, we had a WWE Divas title match, Layla versus Beth Phoenix. Now, I didn't think the title would change hands here. Beth Phoenix was made to look dominant, and I was just thinking, get it over with, let her lose, because this is not really that entertaining to me. I had no time for this show last night. I just wasn't really that into it, in complete honesty. Now, some of you might have thought it was a good show, and I wouldn't have held that against you, because the stuff that did happen wasn't actually that bad. It was just disappointing from my perspective, because it didn't really have me on the edge of my seat, and that's what I like from pro wrestling. I like to keep on guessing basically and not know what's going on. That's why I like indie wrestling and Japanese wrestling, because I'm not too familiar with the storylines, I'm not too familiar with the booking patterns, so that like I'm always second guessing myself, like, oh, I wonder who's actually going to win this, apart from like the main title matches. Next up, we had the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE title, and I was actually looking forward to this match more than anything else on the card, in complete honesty. It was Sheamus, Del Rio, Randy Orton and Chris Jericho. First Fall gets the win. Now they did a lot of good and nice back and forth stuff here. Made every one of the wrestlers all look strong individually by like doing their own signature moves on somebody else. I remember when Del Rio had, I think it was a cross arm breaker on Jericho. It was absolutely amazing. I thought, bloody hell, Del Rio could actually win it here. It didn't in the end. Sheamus ended up winning it with White Noise. I think that's such a good name for a finishing move for Sheamus. So much better than Brogue Kick or whatever he used to call his Razor's Edge. The White Noise thing he does is a much better move for him, much better name for him, isn't it? So yeah, Sheamus wins it, keeps hold of his WWE title, no shocker there. Then we got Brodus Clay versus The Miz. Now Miz came down, that was the point I went to sleep. I went to sleep after that match, and then I woke up this morning and watched the rest of the show. So at that point I thought, you know what, I've seen the match that I wanted to see, I'm not really that interested. So then we have Miz coming down to the ring and he says, do you know what, I'm the best dancer in the WWE. Now I thought he was going to sort of do a plug and be like, do you know what, I'm actually going to be on Dancing with the Stars, you want to tune into that? And then he's just like, no, he just started dancing in the ring, making himself look like a complete tosser. Now I thought he was a complete tosser anyway, but doing this stuff, it just made his character look so weak. Brodus Clay comes out and beats Miz, so now Brodus Clay's beating a former WWE champion, hasn't he? Next up, Christian, who'd earlier on in the night said that he's going to use his Battle Royal win to face Santino for the IC title, and said, you know what, no, I'm going to change my mind actually. I'm going to face you, Cody Rhodes, because he heard Cody Rhodes badmouthing him to Eve Torres. She said, no, I'm going to face you. And he did face him, and he beats him for the IC title. And if I was awake still at this time, I would have definitely tweeted Chris. And I said, listen mate, you got it bang wrong on this one, because they've returned Christian, they've let him win a Battle Royal, so he's bested 19 other guys, and they've given him a title like straight away when he's come back. So it's a good return, in complete honesty, for Christian. I'm not a big Christian fan. Like, I understand why people like him. Like, he's a good worker, he's good on the mic, he's like sort of the complete package, but he just doesn't thrill me. He doesn't really entertain me that much. He's generic. For someone who's got the complete package, he's quite generic in my opinion. Next up, we had the WWE title match, which went on third from last. Why was this third from last? CM Punk beats Daniel Bryan in a good match. This was a good match. I watched this morning. I was fully awake, fully alert for it, so I could watch it all. If I stayed up last night to watch it, I probably wouldn't have really enjoyed it. I would have been tired, like Ugh. But this match was good. It ended with in a strange sort of way. They've done this thing, very similar thing before, but not exactly like this, where Daniel Bryan had CM Punk in some sort of submission move, and he rolled him over into a strange position, and the referee counted 1, 2, 3, and then then CM Punk tapped out. So Daniel Bryan had been pinned, but then Punk tapped out. They gave the title to Punk, and then obviously Daniel Bryan will come on and say, listen, you tapped out, let's have a rematch or something like that. That'd be great. I'd like to see these two guys go at it again. It was a nice little dusty sort of finish, wasn't it? And yeah, an enjoyable match. It's exactly what we expected from these two guys. They can put on, but I thought they could have put on a better match also. It wasn't something to really rave about. Next up, we had Ryback versus Camacho. Now, the Camacho and Hunico characters, I think, are the most racist thing in the WWE right now. They just, well, first of all, Camacho isn't even Mexican or Latino at all. He's like he's an islander. He's like from Fiji or somewhere like that. And Hunico, his tag team partner, or his little homie, his SA, is just Latino, and they just put him in this like so stereotypical from the 1980s gimmick that's just like, what? Am I really seeing this in 2012? If this is 30 years ago, then fair enough, let's put this gimmick on TV. But not now. We're well past this. We're well past the gimmick of the hombre on the street with the low-rided pants and where they show the underwear and like they come down on a bicycle together. How like rubbish is that? Del Rio comes in a mint condition car. Guerrero used to come in the lowrider. They come on a bike. Get one giving the other a back. You know, that's just ridiculous. Anyway, Ryback rolls over Camacho like we all expected to happen when I saw this. I'm sure everyone else thought the exact same thing anyway. Yeah, Ryback gets the win. I like Ryback, but the fans really ruin his matches by chanting Goldberg, because the fans, they think they're comedians, they think they're the funniest bastards in the world. Goldberg, yeah, nice one, fans. How original, how clever of you all. I think it's such a boring chant, and so like, it's just such a thick thing to chant. This is a guy who could be something big in the WWE, and they're making his matches boring, and they make his matches sound even worse than what they already are, because they just squash matches. The way they boringly chant all the way through, it just totally ruins it for me. Then we had the main event. John Cena versus John Laurinaitis. Last Monday night, when John Laurinaitis fired the Big Show, and then they announced the main event. If anyone interfered, if any WWE superstar interfered, they'd be fired. As soon as that happened, I tweeted out, and I've mentioned tweeting a lot in this. Follow me at Anwar_thinks THINKS. I mentioned tweeting a lot, and I tweeted that night saying, listen, the end of the Ultimate pay-per-view will be Big Show coming out and helping Johnny Ace to beat John Cena. And that's exactly what happened. It was such a boring way to do it. People mentioned Brock Lesnar might do it, and I started second guessing myself, saying, "Oh, they could bring Brock Lesnar back. That'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it? Brock Lesnar to return and to fuck over John Cena again after John Cena beat him, and sign with John Laurinaitis. That makes sense. They could do that. That'd be really good. They've made us expect Big Show, but Brock Lesnar's even more obvious one, and we've all forgotten about it. That'd be good. They didn't bring Brock Lesnar back. They disappointed me. They brought Big Show back. Big Show, John Laurinaitis his working in this was crap. His mannerisms were fantastic, but his bumping was awful. There's a part where John Cena clotheslined him, and it was just the sloppiest bump I've ever seen, especially from a guy who used to be a worker. Poor stuff, poor stuff. But yeah, John Laurinaitis runs away. Big Show grabs hold of him, brings him all the way out the back, throws him in the ring, gets hold of him, throws him into John Cena. John Cena gets him up for the FU. Yay, John Cena's about to win. Bam, Big Show nails him. There are a lot of people in the green John Cena shirts today over last night's show. Now, I think they were plants, in complete honesty, because at the end of the show, the ones on the hard camera were cheering the Big Show. I was like, yay, Big Show, yay! And when Big Show nailed John Cena, they were like, oh my god, Big Show, what have you done? Oh my god! Like, going crazy, like, oh, I can't believe this has happened. And these are like people my age, these are like, not grown men, but like, not older than teenagers. They're not that stupid. They're not young kids. They're smart to the business, and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe this has happened. The Home Alone face, they're all doing that. I can't believe it, I can't believe this has happened, like in the front row, and I was like, fucking, they just took the enjoyment away from it, because like, it's just such a manufactured response that I don't want to see. I want to see legitimate fan responses to this kind of thing, and I didn't see that. Ace beats John Cena. So now John Cena has been beaten by The Rock, Johnny Ace, Tensai, all within the last few months. Now a lot of people will continually say Super Cena, they need to get rid of Super Cena. Cena's putting people over. You got to agree to that. Now people like John Laurinaitis. I don't really like him. I find him quite boring. I warmed to him every now and then. Like, his mannerisms were fantastic. I loved his mannerisms, but I hated the fact that he was in the main event of a pay-per-view. What do you guys think of this show? I want to know your opinions. Let me know what you think. Like I always say, hit the subscribe, give me a like and all that good stuff. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll be back. I'm not too sure when, but I've got a few videos in the pipeline, so keep an eye out for them, and I'll see you later.